Hello guys, I see there's already a few people in here. How's everyone doing today? Let me see who we have in the webinar today. There's a chat box, so if you guys could tell me your name and where you're from, that would be awesome. That way I can test if everything's working. Plus, I'm just curious to know where everyone is from. Tom, excellent. Okay, great. Let me just... Cam, Taiwan. Okay. They are actually quite close to me, Cam, because I'm in Thailand at the moment. Gary from Canada, Minnesota, California. Nice. I'm about to go to California in October because my wife is from there. She went to Stanford. Juan also from California. Nice. It's supposed to be a great state, so I'm curious to see it. I've only been on the other coast. Oh, Phuket. Wow, that's pretty close. We just flew into there. We came from Cambodia. Cambodia, that's how you say it in English, of course. Yeah, I'm originally from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, so I sometimes butcher some of the English. Oscar from Texas, nice. Never been there either. Dallas, cool. Okay, so just give it a few more seconds to see how many other people join in, and then we'll get started. I'm at least very excited to be here. It's been a long road to get to this point, to finish Value Scout. I had this idea a while ago, and yeah, I thought it would be something easy, but it took much longer because, of course, it has to be good, and the data has to be accurate, and the calculations have to be accurate. So it took me a while, but I'm excited to finally have it all done and present it to you today. So I guess we can just dive in. Most of you might know this, but my name is Nick Raakman. I'm originally from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and currently located in Thailand for about a year. Just a change of scenery, really. So I'm really grateful that I have this opportunity to do that. It's beautiful here. I'm the founder of ValueSpreadsheet.com and the creator of Value Scout. And yeah, I want to thank you for taking the time and joining in. It won't be an extremely long webinar, so it's about 30 to 45 minutes, I think it will take. But again, it's also the first time I do this webinar, so we'll see how long it takes, but it shouldn't take too long. And you will learn in that time, you will learn exactly how Value Scout can help you find value stocks faster, know when to buy and when to sell, and automatically perform fundamental analysis of each and every stock on the US stock market. So at the end of the webinar, I will show you how you can try out Value Scout for yourself. And for those who think, who is this Nick guy and why on earth should I listen to him? Just a very, very brief intro. I started investing in stocks at the tender age of 13 after persuading my parents that that was a good idea. And after losing nearly all my savings using silly investment strategies, that's when I started studying the strategies of people who actually make money on the stock market, like Warren Buffett, Monish Patrai, Joel Greenblatt. And that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years now. And my value investing video course has been a bestseller on Udemy, a big course platform, ever since its launch, really. And more than 21,000 students have already completed it. So I hope that gives you a tiny bit of a background. So, but again, I will try to show you as much as possible in these coming 30 to 45 minutes, and then there will be plenty of room for questions during and after the webinar. But for now, let's get started. So I would like to start by explaining why Value Scout was created. Oh, Sorry, I just touched some buttons here. But okay. Yeah. So why Value Scout was created, and it was because readers of my blog send me emails all the time with questions, and there's been a survey a while back to my readers, asking them, okay, what is like the biggest problem you are dealing with when it comes to investing? And after a while, some patterns started to emerge, and it turned out there were 5 main challenges people were facing. And the challenges are on the screen now, and that is what to buy. So which stocks do I buy? Where do I find these stocks? How do I identify opportunities? The other ones are, of course, when do I buy, and also when do I sell these stocks? And something that also kept returning was, how do I actually analyze a stock? You know, like what are the metrics that I use to perform a fundamental analysis? And one of the most often requested things is, how do I calculate the intrinsic value of a stock? So to figure out what a stock is actually worth and not just what its price is. And that's there's a bit of an art to that. So those were the 5 main challenges. So how many of you guys can actually relate to these challenges? I bet at least one of them rings true for everyone here. And yeah, I had written about these challenges individually on my blog, or I had created some videos, but there was clearly more help needed because people kept sending me questions about it. So I started thinking, how can I help my readers out with these challenges? Tom, all of the challenges apply to you, Tom. Okay, yeah. Well, I hope then that this tool will help you out because, yeah, like I said, I tried to think about how can I help my readers to deal with these challenges. I had already built my premium value spreadsheet, which, for those of you who don't know, is an advanced spreadsheet that only needs you to enter a ticker symbol, after which the spreadsheet pulls in all the relevant financial data and performs a full fundamental analysis based on certain value investing criteria, as well as calculating the intrinsic value of a stock. So this was good, but users still had to go out and find stocks that they actually wanted to analyze with the spreadsheet. And it only analyzes one stock at a time. And although it does that very thoroughly, of course. So it really goes in depth, but only one stock at a time. So I was thinking, what if there's a way to analyze all the stocks on the stock market automatically and rank them from best to worst? That would make value investing a whole lot easier. So that's what I did with Value Scout. So Value Scout is created to solve all the previously mentioned challenges. So every day it runs a fundamental analysis on all US listed stocks and checks for value investing criteria like return on equity, debt to equity, and current ratio. So those are some of the metrics that it scores these stocks on. It then calculates the intrinsic value for each stock using 2 valuation models, one based on price earnings and one based on discounted cash flow, after which an expected rate of return is determined, which essentially means how much money can I expect to earn a year from this. Yeah, and so all stocks are then sorted based on their score first, and then secondly on their expected return on investment, making it very easy to find great stocks to buy, since, yeah, the ones at the top of the list are at that moment the best possible value stocks according to these criteria. So yeah, you will also be presented with an easy to follow investment strategy. And on top of that, you will also receive a daily email with top stocks of this moment. So you'll have a list of the top 5 dividend stocks, top 5 growth stocks, top 5 cheapest stocks, all based on these value investing criteria. And yeah, like I mentioned, when you log in for the first time, you'll be presented with a simple investment strategy, so you always know when to buy and when to sell these stocks as well. So I thought that sounded pretty good, and so I hope you'll enjoy that tool as well. So let me just give you a quick live demo of Value Scout, after which I will show you how you can get your hands on it as well. And feel free to ask me any questions, of course. Yeah, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. So this is the login page. Let me just quickly log in. And this is the main view. So you see there's a list of stocks. There's 50 shown per page. You see they are all scored. Highest is 10 out of 10, that's the best. And it's interesting to see this distribution here on the right, because it actually shows you how few stocks on the stock market actually meet all of the value investing criteria. So if you see that the stocks that score a 10, that's only 0.12% of all stocks on the stock market. So yeah, let that sink in. If you have to find that 0.12% by yourself out of the whole pile of thousands of stocks that are available, it's gonna be tough. So this tool does it all for you. So what you see here, you see several of the top stocks here. What you see, they have a rank. So 1 is best, and it goes all the way down to 4,000 or 5,000 something. You also see that some of them show +1, or some of them here show -2, and that's because daily all these stocks are analyzed again. Of course, in the meantime, prices change, new financial statements are released, so this list constantly changes every day, and this just shows you that this stock has moved up 1 and this stock has moved down 2 in one day. This one went up 16 actually. And accidentally I clicked on a stock, and then this sidebar opens. So in case you think, oh, this stock is interesting, you can click on it. In the side of the website, a price chart is shown, and you can analyze some of the key financials as well. You see that appear here. So you see there is a debt to equity ratio, current ratio. So it's very easy to go from this list into some deeper research. You can zoom out here on the chart as well if you want to see a longer period. So it's a very interactive chart. So just to get a quick idea of what did the price do in the past. And yeah, here are all the key ratios that you need to get a quick idea of what this stock is doing. And this score out of 10, when you hover over it, you see how it's built up. So it gets 3 points for return on equity. So that's a perfect score for return on equity. Debt to equity 2, current ratio 2, rate of return 3. It ends up being a 10. And there is a little FAQ down here on the right. So if you wonder how are these scores calculated, you can always click on it, and it explains in detail how the score is calculated, how the expected return is calculated. So you can actually find out all that information right here. And the data provider I use is IEX Cloud. It's a very professional data solution. And the great thing is that right now this tool covers all US listed stocks, but the data provider also has data for all European stocks. So in the future I will add those as well. Then of course this list is one thing, but what if you have a stock in mind that you find interesting and you just want to see how it's ranked? You just type in the ticker symbol in the search and it will show up right here. You see this is Apple, it's ranked 200 and it has a score of 6, and you see how that score is built up as well, and you can expect a 12.5% return at the current price. So that's part of it, and a really cool thing is that you get to work with all this data if you wish. by just clicking download. This downloads a CSV file of the entire analysis of all the stocks here. So if I open this real quick, you see this is a ton of data. So all of this data you can just download with one click and import into a spreadsheet, so you can work with it as well if you want to dive deeper. And another great thing is people always ask me, okay, so is the market currently overvalued or undervalued? And the great thing is that because we calculate the intrinsic value for all these stocks and we have the price for all these stocks, we can determine whether the market as a whole is currently overvalued or undervalued, and by how much. So that's actually what you see right here. So at the moment, based on all these analyses of all these stocks, we estimate that the stock market as a whole is 18% overvalued. So it's a bit on the high side. Michael asked the question, is the return based on a 5-year investment? Yes, indeed. Again, once you're in, there's a long explanation here about exactly, including formulas, how the rate of return is calculated, but it's indeed based on a 5-year. The valuation model uses 5 years as a period, indeed. So that's correct. Yeah, another thing I wanted to show you is, let me just quickly go to my email, is that every day you get daily market overview. You get an email every day of the week at least. You get a daily market overview, and it shows you these top lists, like I mentioned. So you see the market's currently 18% overvalued. You see the best overall stocks. You see the growth stocks, dividend stocks, cheapest stocks. The day gainers, so the ones that have risen in the list the most this past day, the biggest losers, and the best small cap stocks in the list. So you can just click through from your email and it will open the website with the stock, with the additional financial information here already open for you to dive deeper. So yeah, this way you always have a list of potential value stocks that are interesting to either, like I said, you'll be presented with a little strategy as well on how to use this list to build a portfolio. So you can use it in 2 ways really, because there are different types of investors. One person might not want to spend any real time, so they might just want to open this list, buy the top 10 stocks, and then wait until they have a decent return. Other people might want to dive a bit deeper, and that's why I added extra financial data to further that research. And of course, if you do own the premium value spreadsheet, that's a great tool to follow up. You just fill in the ticker symbols that you get from this list. You fill them into the spreadsheet, then you get an even deeper analysis. But that's definitely not a requirement. It's just for the people who really want to go deep into these stocks. But you can also use it in a much simpler way. And that way, you always know what to buy. That's sort of like the main idea behind this, is that you'll always have an idea of what to buy. And also, you in one glance, you see which are the top stocks of the moment. So let me see what else I wanted to cover. I think I'll just tell you now how you can start using it. Unless you have some questions for me, feel free to ask them. I'll just return to the presentation real quick. So, okay, so I just showed you how Value Scout can help you find great value stocks faster and with less effort. To thank you for registering for the beta waiting list and for being part of this webinar, I would like to make you a special offer and give you Value Scout not for $40 a month, but for free for the first month. So you won't have to pay anything for the first month. You can check it out. All you have to do is go to valuespreadsheet.com/offer, and make sure you don't wait too long, since this offer is valid for 72 hours, after which the price will increase back to $40 a month. And yeah, so you get everything that I just showed you: the stock ranking, the daily top list in your inbox, the rate of return per stock, the extra financial data that you get by clicking on the stock, the market valuation of the overall market, and the CSV exports. And let me just quickly show you what this is. A dividend included in the return? I was thinking about that, Oscar. That's a good point. It's at the moment it's not. Also in the value spreadsheet it's not. But of course it is part of definitely a part of the return. So right now that can be seen as a bonus, but I might have to include dividends in the return as well. Yeah, so if you go to valuespreadsheet.com/offer, I'll just show you what that page looks like real quick. Spreadsheet.com/offer. So you'll end up on this webpage. Let me also just type it out for you guys in the chat. Valuespreadsheet.com/offer. Yeah, so the main tagline is always know what to buy, and you see the things explained that I just told you about: stock ranking, daily lists, expected rate of return, the financial data, market valuation, CSV export, and yeah, as it mentions here, your coupon will be applied when you check out, but at least you see the regular price is $40 a month for a monthly plan, and $25 a month for an annual plan, which is paid once a year. So that's a nice 37% discount overall. So there's a money-back guarantee as well, and you can always cancel the subscription from your PayPal account. Yeah, so if you click on any of these, if you click on the annual one, you see you get 1 month worth of discount, so it goes from $300 a year to $260. Sorry. And if you click on the monthly one, you see 40 regular price, discount, 0 total charge for the first month. After that, it will renew unless you cancel in the meantime. So, yeah, I'll just quickly open the slide one more time. So yeah, first month for free by going to valuespreadsheet.com/offer to get full access during the next 72 hours for free. So don't miss this. And in return, all I hope is that you'll give it a good, honest try, and you share your feedback and feature requests with me so I can further improve it and make it even better. Because I would love to just use your feedback to make an even better product, to make sure it really meets all the requirements and solves all the challenges that I mentioned before. So please try it out. It doesn't cost you a penny in the beginning for the first month. So give it a try. Let me know what you think, what I need to improve, and be brutally honest with me because only then I can make it better. So yeah, there's nothing to lose. Check it out. I worked very hard on this, and it's a very powerful, it looks like a simple interface, but it's a very powerful system because it literally analyzes all stocks on the stock market every day based on value investing, proven value investing criteria. So I truly believe that as long as you stick to buying these top stocks, you'll do pretty well on the stock market. Although it does pay off to put a tiny bit of extra research into the stocks before you buy them, just to be sure. So are there any questions at the moment? because you have me here now. You can ask me anything, so feel free. Otherwise, we'll call it a day and I'll let you guys try it out. Okay, I think that's it then. Thank you guys so much for joining in and for your time. And yeah, I will be available for questions as well after the webinar. So if you do have a question, please send it to nick@valuespreadsheet.com and I will reply back as soon as possible. So until then, thank you so much again for your time and have a great day.